of marine traffic ever so enthusiastically. The Department of Marine Engineering cordially invites you all to the National Level Marine Symposium on Sustainable Shaping and for a Sustainable Future under Marine Traffic 2023. We are back to ignite the minds of the cadets around the nation and provide them an opportunity to bring out the best in them.
We shall now begin the specially awaited National Level Marine Symposium by first rising up for the invocation song Tamil Thai Vargal, followed by lighting of the lamp. Now I kindly request our esteemed chief guest and all dignitaries present to illuminate us and the event by lighting the lamp.
That the Tamil Thai Vargal and the live planning have been used within us, we shall now begin Marine Traffic 2023. Now, first we shall start by watching a small video created by our very own media club regarding the Marine Traffic 2023.
Overlooking the clement yet the deep blue, the sea breeze rustling the east coast road stands tall with all its flamboyance. An academy of maritime education and training, one among the very few allies and the only one in India to be a part of the International Association of Maritime Universities. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, an autonomous institution of the University Grants Commission, has assessed Amet and accredited it with A grade during September 2021. Such is the prestige of Amet. The School of Maritime Studies was established in 2001 with the aim to educate and impart skills required for the candidates to have a passion in the merchant navy. The School of Maritime Studies will continuously endeavor to enlarge its boundaries of knowledge by familiarizing various educational programs meeting the revolutionary requirements of the maritime industry, keeping to its philanthropic attitude, holistic culture, and value system. Our cadets are exposed to real-life on-board ship scenarios through well-equipped laboratories, and they are imbued with enormous skill sets, not only to handle various circumstances successfully, but also to think innovatively to add value to the employer and community. Amet has an excellent placement record of its cadets with most reputed shipping companies in the world. The world shipping like Maersk Line, Synergy, BIL Shipping, Visions, Moyle, OSM, Goodwood, BW Shipping, Chevron, Olive Drop Shipping, Shell, and YK Shipping.
Now I shall waste no more time and call upon our very own Marine Commander of the Department of Marine Engineering, Cadet Abhishek A, to address the crowd present here for the welcoming speech. A very good morning to everyone gathered here. We are finally here for the most eagerly awaited National Level Marine Symposium on Sustainable Shipping for Sustainable Future under Marine Traffic 2023. Marine Traffic provides a platform for the students of maritime studies to present technical papers to share their knowledge in which the cadets from various marine institutions actively participate. On behalf of the Department of Marine Engineering and the management of Amet, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. We are honored to have with us our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Academics, Amet University, Colonel Dr. G. Nirvasavan, sir. We are welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Chief Engineer, D. Hariharan, ULSM Ship Management to this National Level Marine. I would like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. V. Rajendran sir, who is not here right now with us. I would like to welcome our Principal, GGS Courses, Captain Srinivas Gopal sir. A special welcome goes to our beloved team of Marine Engineering, Chief Engineer Professor Bhupati Bhaskaran sir. Director of Competency Courses, Chief Engineer Professor K.R. Chidambaram sir, who has been various associations and guided in all aspects of engineering. We are privileged to have been interested by our management, and we thank you with all our heart for giving us this opportunity to exhibit our talents and for providing supports in all possible ways. Today, we will present you with many events starting from enclosed space entry, marine quiz, how fit are you, video handling, persona, paper presentation, marine mechanics, personal survival techniques, videography, and doodle art, which is designed to lighten you with talents of our cadets. I also welcome all the participants from various universities, cadets, faculty members who are gathered here to be a part of this event. As we move forward, we request your fullest cooperation and wholehearted support to make this event a grand success. Once again, I welcome you all for Marine Traffic 2023. Thank you. We expect nothing less from our marine department. Thank you, sir, for those kind words. Now, I kindly request our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Colonel Dr. G. Nirvasakar, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Chief Engineer, Dr. D. Harindran, and present him with shawl and medal. Moving on, now I request Chief Engineer Professor Bhupati Bhaskar, Dean of Marine Engineering, to deliver the Presidential Address.
Good morning to everyone. First and foremost, I should thank our Chancellor, sir, for providing this platform. I think in southern part of India, and that too in India and in southern part of India, we are, as it is in India, the leading marine, college, university, we should say. We are leading in all ways, and we will do better. And it's all thanks goes to our Chancellor, sir, and his family. Now I thank our Pro-Chancellor, Academics, Pro-Chancellor, sir, the Vice-Chancellor, Registrar, Additional Registrar, Deans, HODs, and others for being in this program in different forums. Some are watching live because of class activities and so on. Myself, again, I would like to introduce, because there are many outside colleges from throughout India you have come. We welcome you all wholeheartedly, and we want you to take part in the best of the events and give your best, and we would also like to award you accordingly. Myself, Bhupati Bhaskar, Dean of Marine Engineering, here to give the Presidential Address of Marine Traffic 2023. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the annual event of the Department of Marine Engineering, Marine Traffic 2023. This event has always been a significant platform for our department to showcase the achievements and progress in the field of marine engineering. I am particularly delighted to have with us today our Chief Guest, Chief Engineer D. Harindran sir from Will Williamson Shipping Management. Nearly 40 years of sailing experience sir has got. Now we all should think whether you were born or not at that time. 40 years of sailing experience. He is a important figure in the maritime industry, and it's an honor to have him here with us today to share his valuable insights and experiences. The theme of this year, Marine Traffic, is Sustainable Shipping for Sustainable Future. Sustainable shipping for sustainable future. As we all know, the shipping industry is a critical component of global trade. Contributing significantly to the growth of the economy. However, it is also one of the major contributors of environmental pollution. And it is impressive that we address this issue for the sustainable future of our planet. I believe that this theme actually reflects the technological advancements and innovations that have been made in our field and the potential for future growth and progress in future. Our faculty members and students have been actively involved in various projects that focus on reducing carbon emission, minimizing waste generation, and improving the energy efficiency of ships. Today we have gathered here to share our ideas and experience on sustainable shipping and to learn from each other. It is learning from each other we have to. That's very important. We have an experienced lineup of events that includes technical paper presentation, panel discussion, interactive sessions with industrial experts. I am confident that these discussions and deliberations will help us to identify innovation solutions to the challenge that the shipping industry faces today. Before I conclude, I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Chief Engineer D. Hariharan Sir, for gracing this occasion with his presence. We deeply appreciate his valuable time and insight remarks that will undoubtedly impress us to the work towards a sustainable future. Once again, I welcome all to Marine Traffic 2023, and I hope that you will have a fruitful and enjoyable time here. Thank you very much. In all the principles, sir, of course, we will follow all safety measures. Cadets, all safety measures have to be followed in all the events. When you are particularly in swimming pool activities, any fire prevention activities you are carrying out, drills and so on, take precautions, do well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for always being the immensely strong backbone for all our ventures. Now I take utmost pleasure in requesting our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Academist Amet, Colonel Dr. G. Thiruvasagam, sir, to kindly step up to the podium and deliver the address of inauguration, sir.
Very good morning to every one of you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Not sufficient. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That is great. Most respected President of this symposium and the Dean of the Department of Marine Engineering, Professor Bhuvani Bhaskaran. When I come to the next symposium, Professor Bhuvani Bhaskaran should allow me to call him as Dr. Bhuvani Bhaskaran. PhD is pending, so it is my.
I'll complete it.
That is right. That's fine. So next time when I come here, you must give an opportunity for me to address you as Dr. Bhuvani Bhaskaran. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Thank you.
Our long-standing friend and beloved Chief Engineer of the Diets, Chief Engineer Sidambaram, respectable Principal of DG Courses, Captain Gopal Srinivasan, learned colleagues, above all, the chief guest of this program, most important person of this event, Chief Engineer Shri D. Hariharan, student friends from other institutions, above all, lovable student friend, Amet University. I should not forget to address one day Vice Chancellor standing near me. Hello, come closer. One day Vice Chancellor. You know her, she served as the Vice Chancellor on the day of Teachers' Day. I believe. She acted one day as the Vice Chancellor. Give a big hand to her. An opportunity has been given to Department of Marine Engineering. An opportunity has been given to a women cadet. The opportunity has been given to her. So we have to acknowledge and recognize her as well. How are you? That's great. Fine. First of all, I should register my compliments and congratulations to the student friends, especially the faculty Dr. Rajadev also, he is the Deputy Dean and Head of the Department of Engineering, for having organized this program as usual, in a colorful way, by inviting several institutions to take part. The talent show what we are planning for today and tomorrow. Friends, the Department of Marine Engineering is marching towards the great heights. Already you have a lot of laurels, credentials, compliments, many things as well, under the leadership of our Professor Bhupati Bhaskar. One more credit is going to come within another 3 months. Yes, we have applied for NBA accreditation, National Board of Accreditation. You may not be knowing what you mean by NBA. You may be knowing about Director General of Shipping. You may be knowing about University Grants Commission. You may be knowing about NAC. But there is an organization works under the umbrella of AICTE. I inspect department-wise. They go for inspection department-wise. If they are satisfied, they will give accreditation of NBA. The overall performance evaluation done by NAC. It's an university. How they perform well in general, taking care of 7 parameters. Having that only, we have been given the best grade of A grade by NAC. Now, there are some industries, there are some companies throughout the world. When you apply for a job, they ask, because yours is a professional course, you are getting a professional degree of BE. So they ask whether your course accredited with the NBA or not. That question comes. That question comes. Whenever the students go to the mechanical engineering, nowadays our students were able to tell, yes sir, our mechanical department has been accredited by NBA. Yes sir. Our EEE department has been accredited by NBA. Yes, sir. Our MBA department has been accredited by NBA. Yes, sir. When it's the case, you are getting additional mark in the interview. When it's the case, getting employment not at all a problem. We thought, why not we apply for BE Management also? But some of you, most of you may think, sir, I am going to become a seafarer. Why do I want the MBA and all? My dear friends, any credential is an added advantage to you. Luckily, our chief guest is continuing as a seafarer, chief engineer for the last 4 decades. 4 decades. And he may come to a conclusion after a year or 5 years. Coming to shore as well, I invite him to come as a faculty to Amet. If it is showing interest, that's relevant to this presentation. Suppose he wants to go and join in a company, join in an organization, not only Mr. Chief Engineer Harikar, even others also. That company in India, outside India, they will ask, where you have had your degree of BE Marine Engineering? Yes, I had from Amet. Whether Department of Marine Engineering is accredited by NBA or not, if accredited with the NBA, it is easy for you to get the employment, easy for you to get the promotion, easy for you even to get the visa also. By keeping all this in mind, we have applied for accreditation of the Department of Marine Engineering for NBA under leadership of Dr. Bhupati Bhaskar with the able assistance of Dr. Rajadev and the cooperation of all the department colleagues. The work is being carried out for the last 6 months seriously and sincerely as well. I am confident the inspection will come within a couple of months, after which my Department of Marine also will come under the accreditation of NBA, for which I seek your cooperation, I seek your understanding, I seek your blessings also. Shall we go and get NBA, sir?
Sure, sir.
That's great as well. That's number 1. Number 2, we have friends from other institutions and our chief guest also from outside. My dear friends, for any institution, there must be some sustainability, like your title of workshop. There should be some growth. we have to climb down further in the ladder. As far as Amet is concerned, already we have everything with us. For UGC has given a permanent affiliation to us. For NAM has given A grade to us. And DG has given continuously 6 years A1 outstanding credit to Amet. Moreover, IAMU, International Association of Maritime University, among the member universities of 73, they have given the global ranking of 3rd to Amet University. Global ranking of 3rd to Amet University. Why it is the case? Mainly because of two. First one is the strength of the faculty. Strengthening not in the number, the quality of the faculty, experience of the faculty, the contribution of the faculty. That's the first parameter. The second major one is the placement, is the second parameter. The third one is research component, the third parameter. As a university, you know pretty well, in India we have only 2 universities of maritime. One is ours, another one is Indian Maritime University. Rest of them are training institutions, not university. So throughout the world, IAMU has 73 universities throughout the world. And every time they inspect and give the grade or level, position level. Out of the grade for the last 3 years, we stand at 3rd level globally as far as strength of the faculty, number 2 placement, number 3 research is concerned. With all these credentials, we are not satisfied. But Chancellor is not satisfied. We have to grow. The next step. Here it is only 12 acres of land. There is no sufficient space for extension. Very difficult for students even to move around. Very difficult for them to go for extracurricular activities. We bought a land on the way to Pondicherry at Tenpattanam for 150 acres. Out of which 37 acres earmarked for establishing Center of Excellence for Maritime. Center of Excellence for Maritime. The foundation was laid down 3 years ago by the Neil Bruce, the topmost authority of the Maersk AP Muller. Now, I don't know how many of you have visited. I think girls already visited. The monument work has been completed. Now, buildings have completed. All other facilities are over. We are waiting for the inauguration on June 29th by Mr. Neil Bruce, the top man of the Maersk AP Muller. Why I am telling this? All is because of the merit what we have shown to others. All because of the advantages we have, which attracted leading shipping companies to come and join with us to establish a Center of Excellence. Center of Excellence is not only with creating building. They have agreed with us. Must agreed with us. For a kind information, they have agreed for 160 seats every year. This year they agreed for 220 seats. They have increased the number also 220 seats. The 220 seats will be filled up at the time of admission itself. At the time of admission itself. Admission was started now. Students started applying for various courses of marine engineering, out of which the joint drive which is going to carry out by both the Maersk and Amet, 220 cadets of both the boys and girls will be automatically admitted along with the appointment order. After seeing the success, they have not stopped with only Maersk. Next, V-ship came. They want to get the same type of understanding with Amet. Same type of understanding, V-ship. Now, we have signed MOU with V-ship also, like what we have signed with Maersk AP Muller. Now, V-ship, they come forward to take minimum 100 cadets from the next year as well. Really, not stop. This model is the world model. No other country has that model of shipping companies coming to the campus, establishing a model, establishing a Center of Excellence, recruiting students in the first year itself, taking care of them for the rest of the 4 years, rest of the 3 years. It's a model. After seeing V-ship, fleet management, you know pretty well. the gentlemen who came for the convocation. Do you remember? Yes. The fleet management. They all said their intention to come for signing agreement for under 100 cadets from the coming year, Can you believe? Please, give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. Synergy is one of the leading shipping companies in India now. Synergy. They have visited. They have gone through the understanding between the companies and Amet. They started asking DNS. They want 120 DNS people. Yes, for which they have agreed. So it is my estimate that if the trend goes like this, all the students of the first year will be employed at the time of admission itself. The days are not far away. It may not be good news to you, but the news to people who are waiting outside come for admission. Why I am spreading message? We have students from other universities, other institutions. They must also know what is going on in Amet. They must also spread the message to outside, because it's admission time. They can spread the message to outside. Again, the question will come. Sir, what about visa? What about visa? You are telling about first year. Really, this academic year 2023-24 is a lucky year for us. It's not the case as it was in the previous years. Many shipping companies visited the recent past. And just like IT companies, previous and all they used to take only 4 or 5. Now they take lump 20 cadets, 30 cadets, 25 cadets, 20 cadets like that. Hopefully, before completing your course, almost all of you will get placed because companies are coming recruiting. At this juncture, I should convey our indebtedness to the faculty of our university, especially the faculty members of the Department of Marine Engineering. Whatever good demand we get, not because name of Amet, not because the strain and pain taken by our chancellor, not because our curriculum alone, but because how the students are being prepared with the faculty. So now it is a time I would like to openly acknowledge the good work, committed work, hard work, which is being extended by all our faculty members and the leadership of our Coming to the conference. Hello. You have taken this much of time only for starting your conference. I am not going to take much time, except another 5 minutes. The title of the conference is Sustainable Shipping for Sustainable Future as well. It's a very wider topic. I don't want to touch. I cannot do justification on it. But sustainability, the human resource, human capital is most important. The human capital is nothing but seafarers is a human capital as far as shipping industry is concerned. I'm not going to tell anything about what is what, how many seafarers and all. I would like to tell you very openly, you have honor. As per the statement given by the chairman of International Mariners Management Association, Japan, Philippine seafarers are the top choice of the ship owners. So I will also agree out of his experience. Philippines is a top choice. Not only that, among the total seafarers, 1/3 are from Philippines only. 1/3. The lion's share taken by Philippines. Yes, they are deployed throughout the world, invariably in all the ships. Okay. Further, they state they are the maximum suppliers, not only seafarers, officers also, they are the maximum suppliers. Then come to next, Indonesia. Their place for rating and the 5th place for officers. They recruit. The place of the country is 3rd in giving rating and 5th in the place of officers. Then come to China. 3rd for officers, 4th for rating. Then come to our India. 4th place for officer and 5th for rating. This is the situation at present. A question will come. What question will come? What's the share of India? India is 9.35% among the total seafarers of the world. our contribution, our share, our number of seafarers, it is likely to be increased to 20% in the next 10 years. It's an estimate given by research analyzers. Why this much of demand for Indians also? Yes, it's all because of the effective training what they undergo in the training institutions. That's number one. And number two, young population. We are young, we are energetic, we look very young, we are really good enough in physical and mental as well. It's a second reason for the choice. The third one, they are experts in handling tools, machineries and the ships, etc. Out of the analysis what I have done. The last one, they are good in English. They are really good in communicating English. These are all the four reasons India is likely to enhance to a level of another 10% from 9.28% within 10 years. Now, students are here from other institutions and from Amet also. It is my understanding for the rest of the 2 days, you are going to exhibit your talents on different games and sports and events as well. The reason for going for such games is nothing but find out your capability, capacity and knowledge, presence of mind, etc. etc. That's alone not enough. We have to take the model of Filipinos. Why Filipinos are wanted? Why Filipinos are wanted? We must know. Then only we can also equip whatever they have, what we don't have, what they have, we have to equip ourselves. My dear friends, there are 10 qualities. Due to time limit, I don't want to take all the 10 qualities. I would like to touch only 4 or 5 alone. The first and foremost quality, which is very much with the Filipinos, I mean seafarers of Philippines, is seafarers by nature. Seafarers by nature. Now we give admission and we give scholarship to the students come from shipment community, shipping community. There are some people nearby, Coast Guard, they are coming coastline. We give preference. Why? When already they have some sorts of experience with the sea and the sailing as well. Likewise, the Filipinos by nature, they are really seafarers. And another important thing, Philippines has vast coastline of 36,289 kilometers, which is more than US, UK and China also. And moreover, Filipinos have natural instinct in serving in the sea with the happiness. Natural instinct. Sailing is a happy for them. Swimming is a happy for them. It's a inborn quality of Filipinos. That's an advantage for them. And second, and most importantly, they don't feel they are separated from family most of the time. But we Indians, pretty well, it's a human nature. After 3 months, after 4 months, separation from family, separation from wife, separation from children, we feel very strong. But it's not the case in Japanese. I am not telling. Research fighting is telling. I don't know. And the second one is dedication and discipline. Dedication and discipline. Every time, it's the right time I have to share with you. Do we have such? And the other day, Chancellor called me. No, our cadets are not that much well disciplined. So they are going to become a seafarer, they have to work along with the seniors, they have to respect others. But whenever we people are just crossing, walking the veranda somewhere, no student is stand up and say good morning, good evening. Is it a way of behaving? Are you able to follow what I am telling? See, you studied in schools. How you observed, how you just treated your teacher, headmaster and all. Even today, I am telling, and my position is totally different. It's my 55th year of my service in higher education. Whenever I see my own teachers, I bend down and get their blessings as well. You need not bend down. Have the habit of say, morning sir, morning sir, morning sir, morning sir. Nothing wrong in it. You visit other countries, visit other institutions. You go to North India, there are some students from North India. Whenever some elders, simply they kneel up and say good morning like that. So that kind of culture I am telling Professor Kubadi Bhaskaran and Dr. Chief Engineer Sivaram, Please see that, because it really it was very difficult to face the comment made by the chancellor as well. I have also faced such things. All along people sitting, whoever comes, DC comes, pro-chancellor comes, whoever comes, hey, let them go, we will sit to be discussed like that. No. This habit will continue forever. You cannot change it all of a sudden when you become a seafarer as well. So discipline, what they mean, the Philippines, sore leave. Whenever they get sore leave, rest of the people mostly, they go for a bar and take liquors. But here it's only Philippines, they go to internet browsing places and go for some writing and sending communication and mail to the people. It is given the research analysis. Dedication and discipline, okay. Hard working. Any number of hours, they don't bother about working hours. If you extend hours, they are prepared to do it with a smile. Okay, I am not finding fault with our people, and moreover, they are very loyal to the work, very loyal to the work, very sincere to the work. They speak only the truth. Likewise, there are so many other things. Lastly, attitude, positive attitude. Basically, the Philippines were under the Spanish colony for many years. The culture, what they have learned from Spanish, they keep it with them and make use of it in their professional as well. Likewise, my dear friends, there are many good qualities. If you have time, browse, go to reasons for Philippines wanted by the ship owners. You also develop your habit. You also enhance your talent. Days are not far away. One day, a report must come, chairman of the International Maritime Management, saying that Indians are wanted topmost among the countries of the world. The day will be the good day as far as marine industry is concerned. Hopefully, we will do it. Wish you all best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those moving words. Now we have none other than the man of the year, our honorable chief guest, Chief Engineer D. Harihar, a very active person with a mammoth of a sailing experience for the past 40 years on various fleets, out of which 23 years in the position of Chief Engineer. For the last 21 years, he was sailing Chief Engineer with Wilhelmsen on the LPG vessels. On behalf of all present here, I truly thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking time out of your busy schedule and gracing us with your presence. Now I welcome Chief Engineer D. Harihar to deliver the Chief Guest Address. We feel honored as you've come here, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Dear friends, esteemed faculty of Amet and my seniors, my humble salutations to you all. Shipping, merchant marine, is an industry which has been evolving all the time and will keep evolving more. It's the cornerstone of my life and whatever I am today. Shipping is not what it is today than it was when it was in 1982 when I joined Sea Life. I joined the industry in 1982 as fifth engineer with the erstwhile South India Shipping Corporation or CISCO, where I sailed with your faculty, Professor Mohan Das. I was second engineer and he was my fourth engineer. I still remember those days. And I do not look back as I complete 41 years at sea. One thing this industry has taught me or made up of me is to stand on my own feet. And all that I have today, or whatever I am worth today, is all because of this shipping industry. All you students who are passing out now and going out into this wide world on your own, please keep this previous statement which I said at the back of your mind whenever you face any hardships out at sea. We in India have very strong family values, and there's a saying, if a family has to do well, someone in the family, one person in the family has to undergo hardships. I wish all of you to be the cornerstones of your respective families. Remember always, life is not a bed of roses. There are hardships always, and when you overcome them, the fruits of your labor will be waiting for you and it will be very sweet. Shipping or the maritime engineering field is where you can learn a lot of things. There are a few points which I would like to highlight or say. At the end of my speech, we can have a question and answer session if it's okay with you all. And you can ask me any type of questions, including salary if you want. And even though in your mind you feel the question is silly, please go ahead and ask. Nothing is silly. Please ask whatever you feel like. Safety first, always at any cost, like Professor Bhaskaran, Bhupati Bhaskaran said, safety first always. When you're out at sea, when you're on the ship, wear your PPE. PPE is personal protective equipment. Wear your helmet, wear your coveralls, safety shoes, safety goggles. Safety first always. That's what has been drilled into me in Will Williamson. If I've been with the company as chief engineer for 23 years, it also means it should also show to you how safe the company is and how much they are willing to put into safety. Follow rules and protocol. Do not bypass anything or anybody. Always follow the rules. Your basics and basic foundation like your education or your theory in engineering and all that, it has to be strong. And then you should be able to develop on those basic skills. If your basics or foundation is not strong, everything will collapse like a pack of cards or a building. The basics have to be really strong. So this is the time you should study. When you come into this position as chief engineer, there is nobody you can ask. You will have to give the instructions. So keep that in mind. Respect your seniors. Please. Though you will not initially like your seniors or the way they go about teaching you things, please respect them. They are the ones who can teach you a lot. Technically, help develop a positive attitude and outlook and help you to solve problems later on in life. Always remember, please remember that seniors have also gone through once what you will be going through in life shortly when you join sea. So respect your seniors. Learn to live in adverse weather conditions, which all these gentlemen sitting out here will agree with me. Weather is not always good, so it's not that you go, seas are calm always. But when it is calm, yes, it's lovely sailing, you're breathing clean, unpolluted air, so it's lovely. But also learn to put up with bad weather. When the weather is bad, you feel like going back home, or you say, this is not for me, this life is not for me. No, it's just a short time. If you're doing a 30-day voyage, 2 days or 3 days, you might have bad weather. Learn to put up with it. And you all know when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Always have a plan B. Plan A may not work out always. Always have a plan B so that if plan A fails, then switch over to plan B. Even if you're a junior, learn to speak up. Sometimes your ideas might be much better than what a senior says. Learn to speak up. Don't keep quiet all the time. Learn to speak up. Learning is a gradual curve, and same way climbing up the ladder is also a gradual curve. You cannot learn everything in one day. This course is 4 years, sir?
Yes, sir.
Just you take 4 years to complete your graduation. And you can't become chief engineer in a month or two. It will take about 10 years at least. I do not know what is the promotion policy recently, but yes, it will take you 10 years because companies expect you with chief's certificate of competency. You have to spend some time as second engineer, and then only everything will come in its own time and your efforts will be rewarded. Another thing, when you are on board, always read instruction manuals before you carry out any job, and preferably keep a Xerox copy of whatever job you're doing. Take a Xerox copy of the respective pages from the instruction manual, keep it with you and do it. This way nobody can find fault with you. Go by the book. That's one advice I would like to give you. I insist to my second engineer, though he might be senior, or to my third engineer. If you're doing some job on a pump or a compressor or a main engine or a generator engine, please take Xerox copies from the manual of that particular page. Keep it with you so that you don't have to keep running up and down to find out from second engineer or chief engineer what you have to do. The days of physical or mental abuse by seniors, which you all must be worried about, it's all over. Such things don't happen, or at least I haven't heard of such things nowadays. We need not be worried about that. You should carry on with your work, and like I said earlier, learn to speak up. Another very important thing when you're out at sea, do not harm the environment in any way. Please underline that statement. Do not harm the environment. Do not do anything which will harm the environment. The last thing which I would like to say from my personal experience, which even Professor Mohandas knows, do not stay in one rank, because I was second engineer for about 13 and a half years. That is what has given me the confidence as a chief engineer. It has really built up that 13. But you need not be 13 and a half years. Once you complete your time in a particular rank, you completed the requisite time, sea time, please clear your exams and try to get promoted to the next rank as soon as possible. And yes, being out at sea for so long is okay. The money is good and all that. But there are a lot of other avenues, like you can go into ship chartering, ship brokering. There are so many other fields. Become a chief engineer, be there for 6 months or 12 months, have that stamp on your CDC, and then try to go into some other field so that you will also be with your family, you can be out at land. Don't believe in luck, believe in hard work. I say this again, don't believe in luck, believe in hard work. Etiquette and manners show in your upbringing, and let nobody find fault with that. Always remember, words, a stone and a missile, once released, cannot be recalled. So be careful with your words and polite with the people you interact in your life and come across in your life. Remember, what goes around comes around. Lastly, remember, most good judgment comes from experience, and most experience comes from bad judgment. Learning, there is no substitute for experience and lessons learned along the way. And like your Pro-Chancellor said, attitude is everything in life. Madam, can we play that motivational video?
Yeah. The motivation video.
Please watch this small 2-minute video clip which will show you, which will explain to you what is the connection between your knowledge, your skills and attitude. What is the thing which connects your skills and knowledge?
Yeah, start. Three things in life that makes the person successful. One is the knowledge the person has, the skills he develops, and the attitude he has. it can be demonstrated by a very simple experiment of balancing the two heavy stainless steel forks on the edge of the glass. One fork represents the knowledge the person has. The another represents the skill a person needs to possess. And then, knowledge and skills are individual to the person. They live with him and die with him. They cannot be passed on. But they can be connected to the society or the organization through another agency called as the toothpick. If you can see, the forks are hanging free on the edge of the glass with the toothpick. If you see 3/4 of the toothpick is outside the glass, a small portion is inside the glass. Now what should happen if I burn the toothpick from inside? Watch carefully. I start burning this toothpick. What normally people expect is, as the toothpick burns, the wood burns and the whole fork should fall down. It would not happen. I had another mess. I tried to burn it. The inside of the toothpick. Not two. Even if you take 20 matchsticks, it will not burn beyond that. If you observe carefully, the toothpick is balancing on the edge of the glass, which is not even 1 millimeter thick. Two heavy forks are balancing on that. This is most important to us. Your knowledge and skills are important. What is most important is the attitude which connects you to society and organization. Among the three things that I have, glass, fork and toothpick. Toothpick is fragile, it can be burned. That means in your life your attitude is more tested than your knowledge and skills. If your attitude is poor, in spite of being burned several times, it will not drop your knowledge and skills. Please watch carefully. I slowly lift the glass up now. You can see. Still knowledge and skills are held together by the attitude. Now I push the attitude out. When I push the attitude out, the knowledge and skills also go down. Therefore, the most important aspect in life for success is not the knowledge, not just the skills, it is the attitude a person carries. Ultimately, that holds him in difficult times and make him successful.
That was just a short clip to explain the importance of attitude, which Pro-Chancellor also was talking to you about. Wishing you guys all the best in your life and in your careers. I've got nothing much more to say. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah, any questions, please?
Any questions? Anybody? Yeah, yes.
Give a mic.
You want this mic? I'll be here. Use this mic.
Good morning, sir. If you don't mind, I'd like you to share with the crowd what the worst experience that you had or was it, and what you did to overcome the hurdles that you faced at that time.
What worst experience, which ways? Treatment from seniors, or weather-wise, or feeling lonely, what? There's so many things.
Could you share a story based on the treatment of seniors?
Yeah, like normally I would say my worst experience is as far as weather is concerned. We're doing winter transit of the Pacific Ocean. And I don't know whether Professor Mohandas was there at that. No. In the weather, in winters, Pacific is extremely bad. You will probably have waves or swell the height of coconut trees. And you will literally be galloping up and down, or you will have a corkscrew motion, which all your seniors can attest to. That where you can't eat, you can't sleep. And, those days when I was with Cisco, we never had these work rest hours which we have now. And it was terrifying. First you think whether you going to survive or the ship is going to survive, then slowly 1 or 2 times and they say this is normal. And the best thing I can advise for people in going in bad weather, to prevent yourself from puking, cut and keep a small piece of lime inside and keep sucking on that juice, keep chewing it. You won't feel that nausea or that sort of sensation. As far as seniors concerned, the treatment is sometimes they keep you down for 12 hours, 16 hours. Now they can't do it. Yes, I have worked 16 hours, I worked 12 hours continuous because there was no work rest hours those days. This I am talking about 1982 when I joined CP. And your boiler suit is so dirty, it's so bad. But nowadays, you guys are all, you should be happy because it's a computer age. You have control rooms. The ships I joined on, where I started life, there was no control room. I don't know. There was no control room. There just used to be a bottom platform, one small table like this for writing the logbook. Right behind us, there used to be a telephone booth. And for the main engine, the starting air well used to be right there on top. The reversing lever used to be here. The telegraph used to be here. Except the telegraph, if you have to reverse, open this with your hand. Nothing was automatic. Now it's all, now even a 1-year-old kid can start the main engine. Those days, if you are not competent enough, or you are not experienced enough, you will empty the whole bottle in one kick. And you will not have sufficient air to start the engine again. Am I right, sir?
Sure, sir.
Mr. Chidambaram and Mr. Bhaskaran will attest to that. Nowadays, you have work rest hours, it has to be recorded. You are supposed to be given a minimum of so much rest in 24 hours time. I suppose you are all aware of that, work rest hours. You are aware of that?
Yes, sir.
We have something called compass on board, which records your work rest hours. And at the end of the month, this is supposed to be sent to the company. Sometimes chief engineer, it's unavoidable when you're coming into port. There's going to be bunkering operations. You're going to get spares and stores, and then chief engineer is expected to be there for maneuvering. Invariably, there will be violations. But then you all know rules are meant to be broken. But sometimes they are broken, and if so, we have what is called a program called TalkMap in Wilhelmsen. This goes as a non-conformity. And why this happened, you will have to explain. The mail keeps going up and down. To avoid this mail going up and down and answering unnecessary questions, we adjust it there so that we don't show this non-conformity. Anything else?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody? Yeah.
Hello sir, very good afternoon to you. My name is Sakshi Thakur and I am from the Marine Department. Sir, I have met a lot of people and they were saying like, I'm vegetarian, so they will be like...
I'm a vegetarian too. I'm a vegetarian
So
too.
sir, Daddy want to know, sir, they were saying like, it will be difficult to you to survive at sea if you are vegetarian.
I've survived 41 years at sea being a vegetarian, so
Yes, sir, I'm not.
दही चावल और अचार बस है ना?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
दाल तो मिलेगा, दाल और 2 चपाती मिलेगा शाम को.
Any more questions?
Yes. Please be a bit loud. I have some, because of being in the noise for such a long time in the engine room, I have some hearing loss.
A very good morning, sir. My question is that since you have 40 years of massive sailing experience, what was the one thing which kept you balanced between your normal life and seafaring life? If you could please give an insight, it will be greatly helpful for the aspirants.
You mean why do I keep going back to sea?
No, sir. The one thing which kept you balanced between your normal life and seafaring life.
I really can't understand your what you're trying to ask. See, basically, I come back here to enjoy my family life. There I go there for earning due to my family circumstances. To be honest with you all, I didn't want to talk about my personal thing, but I lost my father. I am the eldest son in the family, and I lost my father when I was 11 years old. The only industry which could bring me and my family up, I had to get my sister married off and all these things. Financially, the industry which could keep me secure was this. At that time, I didn't have the finances to go for airplane training, pilot training. What kept me balanced? Just expectation of going home on leave, and then again from home when your vitamin M levels come down. By vitamin M I mean money goes down. You go back to sea. That's all. And now I've reached a stage where when I'm more than 2 months on leave, my hands start getting fidgety. I have to do something with it.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody?
Morning, sir. Sir, can you tell us what are the set of skills you should develop before going on board ship?
What skills?
Yes, sir.
How skillful are you now?
Sir, I have good communication skills. Then, sir, I have good
Communication skill, yes, it's very important, but that alone will not help. You got to, like I told in my speech, your basic foundation should be necessary. I can ask you a simple, can I ask them a simple technical question? I can ask you a simple technical question. You're an engineering student, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you can ask from pumps, refrigeration and
Come again. Yeah. What do you want to ask?
So you can ask the basics of pumps, refrigeration, all that.
Okay, pumps. Okay, you have two centrifugal pumps, same capacity motor, both, same size casing. One, the impeller is slightly smaller, one, the impeller is slightly bigger. Which one will pump to a greater height and why?
So it depends on the speed of the impeller.
I said two same motors. Same motor, same power, same RPM.
So I think the smaller one will have more suction power because the motor is
Same suction head or suction lift, whatever. See, what you have, when you are answering to this question, you have to answer like an engineer. You can't answer like a motorman or when you see, naturally the impeller with a bigger diameter will pump to a greater head. Reason being, as the liquid passes through the impeller, more kinetic energy is being imparted to the fluid. That is what I am trying to ask you, not to establish it.
So as the impeller size is small, as go to the
Same impeller, same casing, same one is slightly smaller diameter, one is a bigger diameter. Am I right?
Now you are qualified to join as a professor, sir.
Just asking. Okay, they want to start the next event. Before that, Professor Mohandas would like to have a few words.
I think I told something about dirty boiler suits. Probably you might want to talk about that because my nickname was Dirty Harry when I was sailing on the ships. Thank you guys.
Good morning, everyone. Basically, I want to ask Mr. Harihan to sit down and relax because he is capable of speaking for whole day. And then whatever inspirational talks he has given you, I stand as because I know him and we have sailed together. All true and real inspirational talks, please, if you can record them and use it. And I stand as I can acknowledge this. And few things I want to say, I will not take more time. Anyway, since other students may not be knowing me, so I am Mohan Das, Chief Engineer. I sailed for about 35 years at sea. And before, in 2003-2004, I was a professor here, full-time faculty for 2 years. And I joined back Maersk Line and sailed for another 15 years as Chief Engineer. Okay, now regarding small supplementary to what Mr. D. Hariharan spoke. And I can say he is also inspiration to me. That when he said that I was fourth year and he was second year, I used to see him always working in the engine room. Not only his normal jobs, if something is broken, he will go to the workshop, start machining, welding. He is capable of doing all the jobs. That made me an inspiration, to be more successful in the life. For example, as he said,
these are the sort of skills you should develop. Where is that gentleman? Yeah, these are the sort of skills you should develop. You should slowly get into everything. You have workshop, isn't it? You do welding, you do learn. If you don't learn now, you can never learn. Because when you go to sea, you are expected to do the job. There is no time for learning, except for reading the instruction manuals and going by them.
If I may add, marine engineers are the best improvisers. Right? They can improvise. If you go to the hotel industry, you find marine engineers are preferred. The marine engineers are the best improvisers. You work with very less space. Right? Most of the time you'll be finding
space. They don't have space.
And you make, what you do ashore, you're doing on board. A normal engineer does not hesitates to get his hand dirty. But the chief engineers, the second engineers, they work. These are the engineers who are physically experienced repairing and opening of the motors, the cylinder head. It's not a silly job. It's heavy. And rough seas, the engine breakdown, work is going on. Okay, so you will find this experience is great when you can sit now and relate to everybody. When he talked about bad weather, he said, have a line. Another thing I'll say, don't stay in confined space. Come out, take some fresh air.
Yes.
Amazing, just take off your seasickness. Right? All these things are lovely things. Don't worry. When we get to talk, when we speak, we'll tell you more about what you should do at sea. Ask us. You can come anytime and ask us. We will relate our experiences to help you out. Alright? Thank you.
Let me continue a few more words with respect to what Mr. Hariharan told you. That he said at one point that you can become chief engineer or master if you work hard. It may take about approximately 10 years. To tell you that I become chief engineer in 7.5 years. It's not just to say I'm proud of that or to say that I overtook my senior Mr. Hariharan. I was become chief engineer 93 years. That's because I can say one of the important reasons is looking at Mr. Hariharan, the way he was working. It's a big inspiration for me. What I am trying to say, you can always succeed your leader. So when you pick up the right things from them, and also I am very proud to say he is my senior because I have seen he has been a vegetarian throughout the year and very disciplined in the ship. A lot of things I have learned from him. Like, his time of working, then also use his time for his entertainment, sit down in smoke room, watch some movie, have some drink. Those days, of course, now it is not possible. So I never used to maintain proper thing. I am only working or talk to the family. Of course, we used to write letters those days. So certain things I picked up from him, and finally to say that the words what he has given you are very good inspirational talks. And since I am inspired by him, I wish you all success. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, I volunteered to come up here. I would like to say two things. One is, I have been listening to Civilian Jahir and speak. Till today, I have been thinking, I have stayed for 32 years. So, good experience, good knowledge and all. But there are many people much senior to me, and for that girl is concerned from North India, Mera Baap Nikla hai. Mera Baap Nikla hai. He is having such an ample experience and he has shared his experience. Now, what I want to say now is, after his speech was over, he played a video about the attitude. Definitely, I give importance to the attitude. The cadet asked about the skill, what skill to be developed. See, as a college student, you have very limited time. You can, of course, you can develop skill, but not that much. Automatically, you will develop and gain once you join the ship. But attitude is in your blood. Attitude must be in your blood. Actually, I have come up here to say, and much regret to say that many of the students' attitude level is very poor. See, sir has said about his compulsion to join the sea. And he is so sad to mention about his father's death when he was 11. But he followed with his sister getting married, his bringing up his family and all. So, I'll give you two examples and knock off from here. One is, when I was working in Venkateswara Engineering College, anybody come from Venkateswara Engineering? Nobody has come today?
My batchmate is teaching there.
Oh.
Mr. Krishnan, I don't know, he was there.
So the Venkateswara Engineering College, one student, he is a bus conductor's son. He is bus conductor's son. Now he is a chief engineer. He has come to the college, he owns a self-driven car and he is owning a flat and he has brought up his family like anything. Another student, he is a post office, not even a clerk, post office senior attender's son. He has become a chief engineer. He carried out his sister's marriage and his mother, because being Venkateswara, I was a guide to them. Both parents came to my house. That lady is wearing full of bangles here and here. What was she want? She wanted to tell me that their son has provided everything. So let me conclude with this. Your attitude when you work there or when you join the ship, please think about your family. Now your family is what? Father, mother, brother, sister. Maybe after joining ship 2-3 years, your wife may join. So keep in mind about your family's welfare. Please concentrate on your profession up to following the state. Thank you very much.
Just on the lighter side, guys, just on the lighter side, since you are all youngsters, Mohandas said no alcohol. Will Williamson still allows 2 cans of beer a day. But you have to return the empty cans the next day to get 2 fresh cans. Keep that in mind. Don't throw away the empty cans.
Amet University, Cadet Thanush, to come up here and give the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all present here, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and all the participants and cadets who are present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Marine Traffic 2023. It is indeed an honor to have such distinguished personalities among us today. You will not get to meet people like this every day, guys, so make use of it, okay? Firstly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Colonel Dr. G. Srinivasan, Pro-Chancellor Academics, for gracing the occasion and delivering the inaugural address. His words of wisdom, encouragement will inspire young minds to pursue their goals with zeal and passion. Next, I extend my gratitude to Chief Engineer Bhupati Bhaskar Sir, Dean Department of Marine Engineering, for delivering the presidential address. Your guidance and support have been invaluable to us throughout the planning and execution of this event. Thank you so much, sir. I also take this opportunity to thank the Chief Engineer Dr. D. Hariharan Sir, Williamson Ship Management, for accepting the invitation as Chief Guest for this event. Your experience and insights have enlightened us for the future prospect of the marine industry. Thank you so much, sir. We would also like to thank our Scientific Organizing Committee members, Satyanarayana Hari, Convener Abhishek, and all the cadets, volunteers, faculties, non-teaching faculties, for the valuable contribution in making this event a success. Finally, I would like to thank each one of you participants for joining us in this event. Your active participation and engagement in this event will encourage us to organize such events in the future. Thank you all. Special thanks to our dignitaries, Principal Srinivasan Sir, Rajavan Sir, and Chidambaram Sir for gracing this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. With this,
reminding about that girl. That's why she was acting Vice Chancellor.
Thank you all. Have a great day today and enjoy the event.
Now, marking the end of this inaugural session, I request everyone to rise for national anthem.
Please remain seated.
ಕಳಿಸಿಕ್ಕಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಏನು ಮಾತಿ
First chairs,